today. Man. Oh boy. This is going to be a doozy. Oh, howdy folks. It's your good friend Hillbilly Scribbs, here with you for another one of these here episodes of the Truly Bizarre World, right here exclusively on the Feeding the Monsters podcast feeds YouTube's channel. And for those of y'all that tuned in last week, you know that we started a brand new series. That's right. We are counting down each week as we get closer and closer to International Truly Bizarre Day on the 31st of the October. And each week we're doing an episode that kind of ties in to that very special holiday. Last week we learned all about the real life mad scientist behind that there Frankenstein's monster. And this week we're going to learn the true story and history of that there feller known as the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's right, Mr. Abe Gillman. Episode 19, Memoirs of a Gillman. Yeah, now a lot of our information for our episode today comes straight from the fish's mouth. Kinda. It comes from Mr. Abe Gillman's autobiography, The Memoirs of a Gillman. And as many stories do, this one begins with a baby. Now, Abe was found in the mid-1920s by Professor and Mrs. Gillman. The Gillmans were scientist adventurers, and they were doing some research work down in the deep south of the American states of America. There they were studying fossil records and doing research on the ancient Del Toro fish. Now, little did they know that they would find an actual living example, a live specimen. Now, when they found Abe, he wasn't nothing but a little bitty tadpole, and they couldn't find his parents or really any other living members of his species down there. So the Gillmans decided to adopt Abe and raise him as their own. Now, he grew up in the Los Angeles suburb of Laguna Negra, and he wanted for nothing as a child. Being raised by a super scientist, he was surrounded by tech and appliances and conveniences that many kids his age wouldn't see for years, if not decades. Now, in the early 40s, as Abe was becoming a young man, he answered the same call as many other young men in the American states of America, and he enlisted in the U.S. Marines to help fight in the war efforts. Now, eventually he found himself shifted to the U.S. Navy, where his special skill set could be better used, and he was instrumental in helping to form the U.S. Navy SEALs. And he also spent a great deal of the war as part of a covert special ops team that took the fight right to Hitler's doorstep. And on these missions, he was known simply as the Asset. Now, after the war, he moved back to Los Angeles, and he got all caught up in the Hollywood scene. They made a ton of movies starring him, many of which were based on his life and his adventures. And, it's also no big surprise he became quite the ladies' man. Now, in the 1970s, he actually transitioned out of starring in movies and became a movie producer, ushering in a lot of hits such as the Piranha franchise, all of the Jaws movies, the Monster Squad, the Hellboy films, and his last movie that he produced, he finally got Oscar Gold with, was The Shape of Water, which was partly based on his life and his one true love, a lady named Sally. Now, I just scratched the surface today on Mr. Gillman's life in this episode. If you want to learn more, definitely look for his book in your local library. It may even be on the Amazon, I'm not sure. But I just scratched the surface, like I said. I didn't even get into all of his work that he did as a super scientist, all of the different types of submarines he helped to develop, all of the work he did to help save the rainforest, and everything that he's done to help protect marine life. You might say he's a real life Aquaman in that regard and a true hero. But yeah, definitely check it out. Some fascinating stuff. He helped James Cameron go down and explore the Titanic, and he spent a lot of time helping out Jacques Cousteau learn about different life in the oceans. Really neat stuff. Definitely check it out. Now, if you've got a story or a topic idea for the truly bizarre world, the best thing to do is to download the Anchor app onto your mobile device. And you can go on there and look up the Feeding the Monster podcast feed and leave us a voice message. And, it's just like making a phone call and leaving a message, except for you only got a minute to do it. And you know what? That's actually a good thing because it keeps the super secret government agencies from tracking your calls. That's right. And you can also post comments, questions, and topic suggestions for future shows right down there in the comment section as well. And who knows, you might be part of a future truly bizarre world. Also, make sure you're checking out all of the other Feeding the Monster content here on the YouTube's channel. And check out all of our stuff over on the podcast feed as well. We've got a lot of great content, and there pretty much is something for pretty much everybody. So check it all out. And until next time, until next week, you folks, keep it real, keep it weird, and keep it glorious.